Hello, it's Nikki here, and welcome to my update for February. It's the 5th of March today. It's Sunday anyway. And so I'm filming in two locations. The light's going to be a real issue today because it's horrible, wet and windy outside, so there's not a lot of natural light, so it's all done artificially. I'm starting with Death by Cross Stitch by Long Dog Samplers. This is what it should look like when it's finished. I'm just working on that top section at the moment. And in February I completed the entirety of page 1. Now I've also stitched into page 5 and I've followed the motifs into page 2. So that nothing come to an abrupt halt. It shouldn't matter too much because I'm not using a variegated thread, so I won't have any issues with like light and dark patches that don't line up for me. So I'm working on page 2 now. I've only done a little bit this month, only one morning this month. So what you're seeing there is mostly my February progress. March I'm going to carry on working on this. It tends to be worked on Saturday, Sunday mornings. It's grown a lot since I started working it on Saturdays and Sundays. Since I've moved it off of that Wednesday slot. Wednesday's been replaced with another project which I'll show you now. And next up is the Wednesday project now, which is Santa Owl from Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm stitching it with the background removed, so he's going to look a bit like he is in the picture here. I did make an attempt at stitching all the green background, but that failed. The blocks just got to me in the end. So it was either restart onto a green piece of fabric or never finish it. So I found the perfect piece of green fabric from Chromatic Alchemy. So I did a piece on him, a page on him at the end of last year, which is the only full-size complete coverage page that there'll be in this piece. And I've since gone on, I put some grid lines in with the intention of going up to the top of the page and starting and working my way down. The grid lines are all perfect. My counting when I started wasn't. So I decided I'd had enough of that and I'll work my way up this page and then down the others. So the big white blob in the middle is the fur trim on his hat, and because it was a block of white, I really didn't want to run the risk of too many lines when I stitched it. Even if stitching going across columns, I didn't want there to be any kind of regular pattern that would distract the eye. So what I've been doing is filling in some of the bits below the hat, and then once I've got a few colours in, I'll stitch. I kind of went all the way across, half stitch, did a few more colours, and then went all the way back, half stitch on the white. So it fills it in slowly, but it breaks it up a lot more for me. Just white on white is usually never very good, but I find that stitching blocks of white on anything just really make my stitches look messy, and they just seem to pick up all manner of fluff, especially when you have a black and white cat. There's no way that you can get to all the bits of fluff. So he might have a few specks of black in the fur trim of his hat. Maybe it's ermine, something posh like that. So he's slow progress because he's only one day a week. As it gets closer to Christmas, which is silly because we're only in March now, I'll ramp him up a bit more and stitch more on him, but he will come together quite quickly because it's not fully stitched solid pages from now on. And while I'm up here filming, just before I switch to my stitching spot downstairs, this is my February finish, Turkey Bay from Plum Street Samplers. It altogether didn't take that long to stitch. I think it was just something like 12 evenings of stitching on it. But that's over several months because I wasn't stitching on it as frequently. And the reason I wasn't doing that was because I was bringing home my Lakeside Fantasy Needlecrafts stitch along to keep caught up with the characters. In February I decided that I just wanted to leave that at work and just stitch on that at work and do all the other little bits and pieces that I enjoy that I do want to frame and hang up dotted around the house. I haven't really got any plans for the Lakeside Fantasy thing. It was just that I wanted something to stitch at work. So that one's staying at work, and I didn't bring it home this weekend, so there won't be any update on that. But I haven't finished the February circle on that either. But this one is finished, and I'm glad I got it finished. And it's just nice to have something small that can be pulled out when I don't want to have everything around me that I usually do with all the full coverage pieces. I've got so many other bits and pieces, thread organisers, and needles and pin cushions. With these ones it's just easy just to have a few threads, get it all out, do a bit of stitching and then put it all away and not spend hours on it. And here we are with my current focus piece, which is Into the Sea from Heaven and Earth Designs. In February I managed to do 5 pages in total because there's some very small partial pages, so I finished off the end there, the end of the row, and then I started on the bottom. Now with this you've got a full size page that comes down to around here, and then the rest of that is just another page. So what I'm doing is working my way down both pages to the very bottom of the piece, just to get it finished really, because rather than do it and then go back and join all the colours on, because it's carrying on with the swirls of these waves. I've already got the colours started, so it makes sense just to carry on and bring them down. So there's 2 full-size pages here that I did in February, and also the 2 partial pages there. So this blank bit is all I have left to stitch. There's a total of 3 full-size pages, and then the rest is partials. So for March, my goal would be to do another set of 4 pages like that. So 2 more full-size pages and the 2 partial pages that are underneath those. If I can carry on at that speed, then I might be able to get it finished in April. I'm not sure if I can keep up with the pace of that. Once I finish those 2 pages, I finished those on the 26th, and I didn't want to start the next page. This is what I started in March. I needed a bit of a break, so I had a couple of days off and come back, and actually didn't do stitching for 2 days at the beginning of March either. It was just a lot going on at work, so I just didn't feel like doing any stitching. So I haven't got off to a very good start this month, but hopefully I can get those pages done still. That would be nice. And finally, last thing to show you, those last 2 days of February, I started another small piece. Hopefully there's not too much glare. It's the FGH house, sampler house from Little House Needleworks. I've done the first 2 in the series, so I thought I'd get started on this one. Got the house done, garden going in, you can see the outline of the lady in the garden. So I'll spend some more time on that in March and hopefully get that finished at some point. So that's it for me for this month. Just a few things that I've worked on. My main focus is, of course, to get Into the Sea finished. I want to get this one done and cleared. Then I can get back to Gamer. I'm finding it much easier to just concentrate on one big piece. I've got the other pieces to keep me distracted when I feel like I've done too much in one go on this. I'm probably going to see if I can do that with Gamer as well, because I think for me it's probably a better way to stitch. I do like process versus finished product stitching, but I do like to have finishes. All these things I'm stitching because I want to see them up on my wall, but I also enjoy every moment I spend stitching on them. And for me, the reason I do the full coverage pieces is because they do take so much longer to do. But I'd still like to have them up on the wall where they're protected, rather than sitting around in the project boxes waiting to be picked up and stitched. So yeah, that's it for me this month, and hopefully see you at the end of March with lots more progress. Let's see how much I can get done on this. I'd like to say a quick thank you to everyone who's subscribed, commented, liked the previous videos. Someone has asked for me to do a video on my cross stitch stands that I use, and I'll do that, but I just need the weather to get better for there to be better light, because I'm just not going to be able to pick up all the details on sewing stands at the moment. This one's on the Needlework System 4 if anyone wants to take a look at it. It's a really nice piece. But I'll go through those at a later date, and we can spend a bit of time on them. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.